Amid Abu Dhabi tilt, Alexa earned spot in loaded Qatar Open main draw. After Abu Dhabi, Alexa continues her Middle East swing at the WTA 1000 Qatar Open slated from February 8th to 14th. Qatar waits once Eala wrapped up her campaign in the Abu Dhabi. The Filipina tennis sensation is included in the main draw of the WTA 1000 Qatar Open slated from February 8th to 14th. Eala will join a star-studded field led by defending champion and world number 4 Amanda Anisimova. The tournament also features reigning Australian Open champion Elena Rybakina, six-time major winner Iga Swiatek, French Open defending champion Coco Gauff, and 2021 US Open title holder Emma Raducanu, among others. Other top contenders include Mira Andreeva, Jasmine Pauini, Belinda Bencic, and Alina Svitolina, setting the stage for a fiercely competitive hardcore tournament. Eala is still in the midst of her Abu Dhabi Open campaign, where she will aim for a spot in the semifinals against Ekaterina Alexandrova at 9 p.m. PH time. There's little time to rest as she will also continue her doubles run with Janice Jen, taking on the second-seeded pair of Jing Gai and Cristina Buxer of Spain later at 11 p.m. Pau Ambit earned his journalism degree from Cavendish State University in 2022. Passionate about sports from a young age, he primarily covers the NBA for One Sports while also assisting in reporting on the PVL, PBA, UAP, and other leagues. Amid Abu Dhabi tilt, Alexa earned spot in loaded Qatar Open main draw. A story of grit, growth, and global ambition. In the shifting sands of the Middle East, where desert heat meets the rhythmic pulse of world-class tennis, a young Filipino star continues to forge her own path. Alexandra Alex, the 20-year-old trailblazer from the Philippines, is not just competing, she's commanding attention. Fresh from a breathtaking run in Abu Dhabi, Eala has clinched a place in the main draw of the prestigious WTA 1000 Qatar Open, a tournament brimming with tennis royalty. To the casual fan, this might sound like another professional milestone, but for those who have followed Eala's journey, it's a testament to resilience, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. A rising star in a star-studded field, the Qatar Open set to unfold from February 8th to February 14th. 2026 features some of the most formidable names in women's tennis. World number 4 Amanda Anisimova, reigning Australian Open champion Elena Rybakina, six-time major winner Iga Swiatek, reigning French Open champion Coco Gauff, and 2021 US Open title holder Emma Headline. A draw that reads like a global who's who amid this constellation of stars. Eala's inclusion is more than symbolic. It's competitive. Entering the main draw, traditionally reserved for the highest-ranked players and marquee names, marks a significant step in her evolution. What makes her presence particularly compelling is not only who she is playing alongside, but how she earned her right to be there. Abu Dhabi, the crucible of determination. Eala's Middle East swing began in Abu Dhabi at the WTA 500 Nubadala Abu Dhabi Open, a tournament that has rapidly become one of the season's early showcases for form and momentum. There she lit up Stadium Court with one of the most electrifying performances of her young career. Faced with a daunting deficit against Belarusian veteran Aleksandra Sasnovich, Eala was down 4-0 in the final set and staring down elimination. But what followed was not just a comeback. It was a declaration. Rallying with conviction and poise, she clawed her way back into the match, saved match point, and ultimately sealed a 2-6, 6-4, 7-6 victory in a near 3-hour epic that had the packed crowd roaring. Such matches, the kind that test every ounce of mental resilience, are often where players transcend from talented contenders to true competitors. Eala herself reflected on the experience, calling the win special and highlighting how the atmosphere and support helped lift her through tense moments. Her victory in Abu Dhabi did more than advance her to the quarterfinals. It galvanized her confidence, sharpened her focus, and signaled her readiness for the even bigger stage awaiting her in Doha. Context: Eala's journey to the top 50. To understand the significance of Eala's current trajectory, it helps to look at how she arrived here. Born in Quezon City, Philippines in 2005, Alexandra Eala turned professional in March 2020. Over the past few years, she has steadily climbed the Women's Tennis Association weight rankings, reaching a career high of number 45, the highest ever for a Filipino player. Her resume already includes high-profile performances, a semifinal finish at the ASB Classic in Auckland, a main draw appearance at the Australian Open, and deep runs in both singles and doubles across tour events. Her time at home in the Philippine Women's Open, where she reached the quarterfinals, offered a unique connection with local fans and reinforced her role as a national tennis ambassador. Against this, the news didn't arrive with a drumroll. It slipped into the sports world like a sudden gust of desert wind, unexpected, disruptive, impossible to ignore. Eala, still spoken of by many as the future, had just elbowed her way into the Qatar Open main draw, and she did it while the tennis world was busy adjusting its compass toward Abu Dhabi. Schedule shifted, attention drifted, and in that sliver of distraction, Eala announced herself, clearly, loudly, and on her own terms. This wasn't just another line on a tournament bracket. It was a moment. For weeks, the conversation had been about logistics and locations. Abu Dhabi's courts, its conditions, its gravity as a warm-up hub for the Middle East swing. Players recalibrated. Coaches talked about timing. Analysts focused on the familiar names, the expected contenders, the stars whose shadows are long enough to eclipse anyone standing behind them. Eala was not supposed to be the headline, and that's precisely why she became one. On paper, qualification is a technical achievement, wins tallied, rankings navigated, hurdles cleared. But tennis has never been just about paper. It's about nerve, about believing your name belongs in rooms where it's rarely been spoken before. The Qatar Open main draw is one of those rooms, polished, pressurized, populated by players who've learned how to breathe under expectation. Eala walked into that space carrying more than a racket. She carried a country's quiet hope, the weight of early promise, and the familiar skepticism reserved for young players daring to arrive ahead of schedule. Southeast Asian tennis fans know this rhythm well, the long wait, the almosts, the maybe next year. This time felt different. The courts didn't care about any of that. Ball after ball, Eala played with a kind of clarity that doesn't ask for permission. Her shots didn't scream. They spoke. They spoke of patience learned the hard way, of junior titles that were never endpoints, of losses that taught more than wins ever could. Each rally felt like a sentence,